Tonight, WAF issues final ultimatum to Chinese company. Sigh of relief as Pacific Sun resumes Mombasa flights. And Fiji launches new vaccine for children. First tonight, 4 juveniles who appeared at the Suva Magistrates Court this afternoon has been further remanded in custody. They appeared before a closed court. The juveniles are aged between 12 and 17. It is alleged the 4 stole $20,000 from a businessman in Lami last Friday. The 4 were arrested in Suva shortly after the theft, with more than $19,000 recovered. They're charged with a count each of theft. The Water Authority of Fiji is not accepting excuses by China Railway 5 company that it wasn't well versed with the Fiji laws, and the authority warns it will hold back payments to the Chinese company if it fails to pay up all pending FMPF funds for its local workers. Mika Longa has been following the story.
It's the statement by China Railway 5 that pissed off the Water Authority of Fiji.
As an overseas company, we are not so familiar with the local procedures.
Anybody working for anybody in any country is required to comply with the laws of that country. I'm sure if we went to China, we'd have to comply with Chinese laws or any other country. And so I don't think that's a valid defence. We're in Fiji, so we obey Fiji laws, with all respects to all laws.
The water and sewerage project in which China Railway was hired for is jointly funded by the Asian Development Bank and the Fiji government. The ADB provided 80% of funding, while the Fiji government provided 17%. The contract is valued between $5 to $6 million. Today, the Water Authority issued fresh warning to China Railway to settle its dues with the FNPF.
This morning I've issued an instruction to have compliance by the 30th of November. We will assess and withhold the value of the money involved.
And the authority is ready to hold back payments to the company if it fails to adhere to superannuation laws.
We will hold the money at the end of the month to help FNPF get their due and proper funds allocated to the workers.
This isn't the first time China Railway has failed the authority. Hayes says the company can expect today's warning as final. The Water Authority of Fiji has run out of patience. The onus is now on China Railway 5 to prove its worth in the next 4 weeks or face the X. Mika Longa, FBC News.
Pacific Sun flights to Mombasa have normalized after a lapse of 2 months. Flights were on hold to Mombasa after proposed 2 weeks maintenance work at the airport, which apparently did not meet the airline standard. Devna Ryan with the details.
A sigh of relief not only to ordinary citizens but to Mombasa business people who had to fork extra cash in catching alternate flights to and from Savu Savu.
The sad part is it has taken so long, almost 2 months. And the business and the community were up in arms. There's a great concern. And at the same time, unfortunately, the airfares actually shot up so high that people had to pay exorbitant amount of money. And, to make matters worse, people had to travel from here to South.
The business communities in the Northern Division are hopeful that Pacific Sun will continue to provide the services as they enter into Christmas break.
The hotel industry, the tourism, and getting freight in and out of Mombasa, and of course the traveling public, because business people would just like to go and come back probably the same day or the day after. But that was putting a lot of strain on the resources and of course time and the comfort of traveling. So yeah, it's a sigh of relief, and let's hope that nothing goes wrong.
A statement released by Pacific Sun says that test runs were carried out with its ATR-42 planes yesterday. The airline's reservation center in the north has confirmed that flights are operating normally. Dev Narayan, FBC News.
Meanwhile, in a statement issued this afternoon, Pacific Sun announced that its flights to Mombasa are now operating as scheduled. All babies in the country are required to be immunized by 2 new vaccines to prevent pneumonia and other related diseases. The vaccines are now available in all health centers and hospitals around Fiji, and the Ministry of Health hopes this will help prevent infant deaths. Epelito Kuasa reports.
All babies born before September 17th this year are to receive vaccinations, which are now available in all health centers around Fiji. This after Fiji became the first country in the world to introduce the 2 new vaccines.
So essentially the vaccines are ways of protecting babies at 6, 10 and 14 weeks for pneumococcal vaccine and 6 and 14 weeks for rotavirus.
The Ministry of Health is aiming to reduce the hospitalization rate of babies as there is concern on the growing number of reported infant deaths, which are caused by viral pneumonia and other complications. The vaccination process will also reduce healthcare expenses.
We're hoping to see some change in that data that we report on an annual basis, that with the introduction of these new vaccines taking away one of the most common causes of admissions and deaths in Fiji, that the figures will start to change and reflect an improvement of child health.
Parents have been urged to take their babies to be immunized to protect them from infections. It was reported that more than 500 children under the age of 5 are admitted in Fiji hospitals yearly, diagnosed with pneumonia, recording over 30 deaths annually.
We have enough supply. What we've done is we've planned the delivery of the supplies from the manufacturer so that there's going to be an ongoing stock at all our MCH clinics for the nurses and their parents.
An average of 22,000 babies have been planned to be immunized over the next 4 years. And we can expect a reduction in the hospitalized of babies and a drop in the mortality rate. Epeli Tukuasa, FBC News.